Hi everybody, this is Jonathan Hanson. I wanted to do a quick review on a guitar that I got a few years ago. To me, I think a lot of reviews out there aren't really that impressive to me unless you've had the guitar for a good amount of time and to see how much the guitar holds up and everything and the overall strength and durability and quality of the instrument. I think um, being able to say, yeah, I've had this guitar for a while and here's what I think of it, there's a lot of value to that. I'm not a professional musician or anything. I do some recording and some albums just kind of on an independent basis, ministry basis, that type of thing. But I've used this guitar for a while, and for my unique style and my unique playing, I think this guitar really fulfills my needs and my desires. But I'll play it a little bit so that you can get an idea of what it is. This is a Samson CO1U Pro mic, and so what you're hearing from this microphone will be pretty similar to what the guitar actually sounds like. And I'm just doing it raw, no editing or anything like that. But the guitar, Michael Kelly Forte port. This is not the X. It has it has this inserted here, but I put that there myself. The original Michael Kelly Forte port does not have that piece right there. So you might be confused and think you got the cheaper version of the guitar. I really don't. This is the one with the solid top. So as far as the make of the guitar, I would say it's nothing that special as far as the materials and the body goes. You know, saply back and sides, they're not solid wood. The top is solid wood. But the overall design of the guitar, I've been really surprised with the sound quality of it. It's not a normal type of guitar. As you can see, it's got an offset sound hole, and then and then a sound hole on the back of the guitar as well. And this is an unusual setup where when I'm playing, the sound, instead of coming back out the sound hole, it might come out a little bit, but I've noticed for the most part the sound rolls back up out of the side of the guitar right toward the player. So oftentimes when I'm performing or I'm doing songs publicly, I don't even need to really have a microphone a plug-in for the guitar, because a lot of it is just projected right up. If you do want the plug-in, it does have that for the just simple Fishman electronics. It's got a tone and volume control system, and really it sounds pretty good. It sounds, for the most part, most guitar pickups that I've heard don't impress me because they sound artificial. They don't sound like the actual warmth of the guitar, and I've yet to find one that I've actually liked. And I've played fancy Taylors and things, and Gibson, even tinkered with a McPherson at one time, but I would say that there's not really a pickup I like. But anyway, one feature I really like about this, I showed you this before, is that the pickup is right here. Now, I really like that for a lot of reasons, and one of the big reasons is I take my guitar off when I'm performing, or I have a guitar strap on here, and instead of having a plug-in that you have to unplug every time you take the strap off, instead you can leave it plugged in, set it down, and unattach your strap and quickly attach it again. And it also has a strap attachment right here as well. I'm going to start with the cons of this guitar and just tell you right up front my criticisms of the guitar, and then I'll tell you the positives. First of all, the sound is really unique. If you haven't played one, don't go out and buy one off of a website or something thinking it's going to be an amazing. It does have a really nice sound, but it's very, very different from a traditional guitar. When I picked this up, I was like trying to figure out at first if I liked it or not, because it has a really strong tone and it projects, I guess, really has a really strong sustain. But those low notes that you'll notice with a regular acoustic, where the sound hole's right in the middle of the guitar, when the sound hole's right there in the middle of the guitar, it rumbles a lot more and has a stronger bass sound. This guitar has a sound where it just releases everything, so the sound is really clean. And I have the guitar tuned a half step or a step down, so it's going to sound a little bit lower than the traditional. If you want, I'll throw a capo on there later just so you can get an idea of how it sounds with a capo. Okay, so the cons. I'll get back to the. Sorry, I get distracted easily. They don't service their guitars after 2 years. Big criticism on my part, because a lot of these companies such as Yamaha or even Luna, companies that just make, lower end guitars, if it has a problem, like it starts to dry out or crack, they will service it for you. And these guitars, they won't service them. So if it has an issue years down the road, you're probably just going to want to resell it and or trade it in at a music store or something to get an upgrade. But you know, that's really up to you, your call. I've had this guitar for 2 years now, and nothing has happened. I mean, it seemed to have good sound quality. I humidify it, take care of it. It's nice. I mean, very very rich tone. So there was that criticism. My second criticism is they do a horrible job setting up these guitars right out of the box. In fact, there's no setup. When I first picked it up, and I even saw this on some of the video reviews online, people were playing it, and when they hit those low notes, you couldn't give it any attack because the strings would just buzz horrible. And that was what I noticed right off the bat. It buzzed so bad that it was almost non-playable. So I brought it in, and they helped me get it set up. They showed me how to set it up. And now that I got it set up, I loved it. I mean, I picked it up and I was like blown away by the sound. Really, again, I wouldn't describe it as having a deep mahogany type of a rumbling tone, but the sound is all released. The sound is very full and very strong. But with the offset sound hole guitar like this, you definitely, again, you'll want to go out and play one before you buy one because they're so unique. Positives. The sound is just great for my purposes, finger picking and such. The neck is narrow, so it makes it easier to finger pick. And the sustain is amazing. So if I play a chord and I just leave it ring, you'll hear it go on and on and on because the sound is just that big. Secondly, the volume is really strong. So if you want to have something that projects loud in a room, this guitar is quite impressive. As far as the 300 budget range, I've played a lot of guitars in that price range, trust me. And, you know, Fender, Yamaha, whatever. This one has the best projection I've ever seen. Very strong. And the finger picking ability that it has is unique. And so it's been my go-to guitar. Whenever I play, I pick it up and I'm like, wow, this has a really strong tone. And so, I mean, I'll throw a capo on it just to give you an idea. As I capo it higher up on the frets, a lot of the guitars will lose their bass sound when you do that, you know, the kind of strength, and they kind of sound more tinny. With this guitar, it holds it. And I kept thinking that I was outgrowing the guitar as I used it. I'm just a college kid, so I wanted to get something in a budget range. As far as sound quality, sound is subjective. I mean, as far as what you like, some people really like a deep tone mahogany. I like this because it projects well and it still has strength in the tone. And I'm not going to say that it doesn't have a boom to it. It really does. But as far as when you hit those low notes, you're not going to notice that rumbling the guitar often has in your lap that you'll notice with some of the more traditional style. So if you ever wanted to try one of these out, I highly recommend looking at Michael Kelly's Forte port guitars. I'll play it a little bit so you can... And then bar chords. These are elixir strings that are on here. So compared to a lot of the other guitars out there, such as Seagull, Fender, Yamaha, I'd say as far as sound goes, this one is better. And I don't say that lightly. I've played a lot of those guitars, and I'm a Yamaha fan. I've played Yamaha for a long time because they have a unique sound, kind of more of a, I don't really know how to explain it, kind of a strong silvery, brighter tone to them. But this one kind of gave me that bass along with that bright tone. And really good sustain, you know, really good volume. That's my big impressive thing. So for those of you who are interested in just jamming and want to, you know, cheap go around guitar, thing you can bring around different places, It's a good beater guitar. I mean, I like it. And if you're a performing musician, it's held up well for me. I've used it for years and I played it hard and like it. So you will want to get a pick guard for it. You can get these clear ones like this on eBay or Amazon for like $10. So any questions, comments, go ahead and subscribe to my channel down below, and also check out my music website at jonathanallenhanson.bandcamp.com. Have a good day.